Okay, so welcome to another episode of Forex live trading with your host Peeling Mindset. So we're gonna trade London session today. We're gonna look at GBP, JPY, and even gold. So we are waiting for our friends to show up from the Slack community, and let's see what happens. Let's see if there's any opportunity that the GG is gonna present us today, and we're gonna break down the chart. So I have some of the trades I took yesterday on the chart right now. So we can definitely see a sell there around NYSC if you see my screen. So we will wait and see if our friends are going to show up. Then we're going to play the music and we are going to start right then. Until then, yep, hold on tight to your butts and wait for a price to give us some sort of opportunity. All right, so London session. Yesterday's London move, man, it just got corrected. So New York and NYSE, probably the market in New York and NYSE, they figured out that this digital currency news in BOE in the Bank of England was nothing big much of a nothing big of a fundamental uh, event, and probably they just corrected the whole bullish move. So I actually took a sell around NYSE yesterday, and it actually ran pretty well. I've actually secured that position already, and man, let's see how much of a drop was it from yesterday. I was like, wow, almost 100 pip. So it dropped down almost 100 pip. So I actually closed my position somewhere around here, maybe 60 something pip, and I closed my position. So It's good. Yesterday was a really good day. Really good day. So gotta break down the charts today. Let's see what's happening, right? So let's do this. Let's do this. And okay. And just we're gonna cut this out. Mm. And we are kicking in. Some of the guys are showing up in the Zoom, which is good. Let's break down the GJ chart for today and let's see what's happening. So let's go down from the monthly chart. Looking at the monthly, the structure is suggesting bullish pressure. So I've got some of my friends at the back, so you're going to hear some noise. But everything will be okay after a while. So for now, looking at GJ on the monthly, monthly. Just give me a second, guys. I'll be back in a second. Back. And okay, so breaking down the chart, looking at the monthly right now, the monthly still has a bullish sort of a structure. Obviously, price has done its rejection around this level. So let me draw the zone properly here. So this area here, the monthly has rejected this level. So this was a key rejection level before, and key rejection level before here as well. So what I've seen is in with monthly candles price action, what it does is the price actually sometimes changes its momentum or shifts the direction somewhere around the midway through the month, or at around the end of the month, so that the next monthly candle follows the direction. So we've actually had like how many months of bullish pressure? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So five months we've been having bullish pressure, right? So the price cannot be going up all the way through, right? So somewhere the price gotta have some sort of resting sort of area, right? So the price may, so what the price may do is it may actually stay around this area, because we cannot have consistent we cannot have consistent bullish pressure in the market, because that doesn't allow for the investor to invest for any sorts of supplied trade, right? So when I say that, the candle may be gassing out, or it may be sort of it's really hard for me to remember the term. The term was, what was the term, exact term for this? The price is doing exhausting. Yep, exhausting. So the monthly candle, or the momentum in monthly candle time frame, it may suggest some exhaustion, right? Because it's actually reaching a key rejection level as before, and it might be exhausting, because we cannot have like 12 months of bullish pressure, right? It's like just absurd. So the price can exhaust. So this is what we're seeing here, can be an exhaustion. So that can be the price action monthly candle is suggesting. So we have 9 more days left for this monthly candle to close. And looking at weekly candle, let's look at the weekly candle right now. As we can definitely see, so we had several weeks of bullish pressure and bullish movement. Now this is where the weekly candles are exhausting as well. So what happens after the exhaustion? We definitely see a breakout. We definitely see some sort of movement in the market. So we just gotta wait, right? So halfway through the month, if it is actually exhausting, so we just gotta wait for the market to tell us some sort of direction, and we base our buys on the same fact that, you know what, the market's gonna be consistent in upward direction or downward direction, and that's how we find our bias through a higher time frame. So just give me a second here. Okay. Okay. And we're gonna do this. Okay. Try to figure out how I can work this out. Okay. Anyways, it is what it is. So looking at the weekly, what is weekly candle doing right now? Let's look at the weekly. And oh my god, my PC is so slow right now. It's unusual because I've been playing with my GPU, I've been playing with my graphic card, and now it's been acting a little bit funny. That's not good. I need to get it checked. All right, so looking at the weekly candle, weekly obviously has shown some sort of rejection on the top side here around 150 153 flat level. So the weekly candle right here engulfed this candle and all of these candles right here. So now it's in a range, and we can definitely see some sort of support around here on the weekly. So this can be a potential support on weekly. So the current weekly candle has grabbed its liquidity from the top side and is actually trying to flip, right? It seems as if almost the weekly candle is trying to flip bearish. So if it's actually going to go bearish, if this weekly candle, current weekly candle, closes below 150, 170 level, and the next weekly candle grabs its liquidity on the top side and starts going down, these wicks can be a clear target for the next weekly candle. All right, if it's not going to be this weekly candle. So going in the daily, let's go in the daily time frame. Okay. Okay, we're going to daily time frame. Man, I gotta fix this computer here. Anyways, all right, so the daily, yesterday's daily candle has rejected. So we can definitely see yesterday's daily candle rejected 152 flat level, and that's a big rejection wick, to be honest. So usually what we see is after these sort of heavy rejection wick, it actually continues in the other way, right? So since this rejection or this wick formed on the top side, we actually see a shift of direction on the downside, right? So that's why the market is still continuing bearish. So we gotta wait, because this area right here, the gray area, this area right here, is a weekly support. So what people do is they rush in trade just looking at yesterday's daily candle, but the opportunities are there, right? We know the opportunities are there. We know there's a sell there somewhere there. We just can't rush into a trade. I know some of the day traders, they risk like I don't know, let's see, they risk about 100 pips, 120 pips to get into this position. And man, that's just, for me, it's sort of like a risky position, right? A really impulsive position. So let's see what other information we can gather, right? So go into the 4 hour. Let's go to the 4 hour. Okay, so the 4 hour, let me clear this out. So the 4 hour definitely has rejected, forming a resistance. After tapping this level, price has gone down, all the way down. So this right here is sort of like a retest for the price too, because on the 4 hour, this was the previous support that price broke from, and price does its retest, right? After breaking its support, after breaking its resistance, the price definitely, in the most ideal situation, does its retest. So looking at this 4 hour yesterday's situation, it seems as if this was a retest too, right? So it seems like a retest. So now what the 4 hour is doing is it's actually lingering around the weekly support. So what we can see is the current 4 hour is turning bullish. So it's sort of rejecting this 150-300 level. Let me draw a yellow line. 150-300. 150-300. And all right, so this is the first hour of the 4-hour candle. So there's nothing much happening, just rejecting that support, previous support. And this range here, all of this range, let me draw it out. So all of this range here is too dirty, to be honest. Too dirty. I don't want to trade anything. If somebody would have given me like, hey, you know what? You have $3 to spend today. Man, I wouldn't spend my $3 here. No, not at all. Just looking at the traffic is too dirty, so it doesn't appeal me. But we will see if any lower time frame candles are telling us any story that, you know what, price is continuing all the way to 150 level. So what we're gonna do is we are gonna go to the 2-hour. I also look at the 2-hour. Mostly people look at the standard time frame, which is like daily, 4-hour, 1 hour. They often don't look at 2-hour, but I also look at 2-hour for extra confluence. This is something I do, and not necessarily everybody has to do it, but this is sort of like a extra confluence for me. So I tend to look at 2-hour as well. There's no specific reason behind why I look at 2-hour. It's just that I need extra confluence. So 2-hour serves as an extra confluence for me. That's the best explanation I could give it to anybody. So what we can see is the 2-hour is forming some sort of support around 150, 350 level, and it's rejecting this vicinity. It's actually rejecting and starting to heading up. So for sales, the market structure is definitely bearish. The market structure suggests us that, you know what, it's a bearish structure market. So there's no way we can look for buys around this level, saying, you know what, this is around weekly support. We cannot think that, you know what, it's going up and I'm gonna buy right away. No. So for clear buys, at least for me, I gotta wait for price to at least go above 157.20 level. So that's above this 2-hour, 1-hour resistance. And for sells, I need to see price breaking 150.300. So any candle closing below 150.300, man, that's a sweet trade. Are we gonna wait? Oh, 300. Yep. So looking at 2-hour. Okay, I'm trying to pop out the YouTube chat so that if anybody's going to interact, I may reply them or I may give them the answer. So what I'm trying to do is minimize this YouTube. Just minimize it. And right now, the 1-hour, the current 1-hour is rejecting this 150-300 level. It's starting to head up. But what this might do, this 1-hour or the next 1-hour might do, is it may retest this 1-hour support. So if I'm going to draw a minor support here that the price broke before, so this support right here, 1-hour support. So the price right now may be retesting this level to further continue down if there's any bearish pressure. So the bias is definitely a bearish bias, right? So as long as price stays below, so let me mark this down. So as long as price stays below 155.75 level, So it is still sales. So the bias is still sales. So we're not jumping in looking at the candle and it's like bullish candle, right? So we cannot jump in right then. We have to wait for candles to form in our direction, and more than likely, you know what, close below 150-300 for clean sells, and yeah, we can have a good day like yesterday. So yesterday we called out a buy and we waited for the candles to form in our direction, and we waited for the volume. So there was no volume. There was literally no trade, right? So yesterday's volume was this candle right here. Oh, let's look at yesterday's candle. Yesterday. So right here, this candle right here was yesterday's volume candle, right? So that was the one which brought us all of the win. So we have to wait for the London volume. Obviously, throughout the year, if you break down all of the months, if you break down the months in quarter, the first quarter is something like where market sets up, and from April, May, and June, the market just gives you a lot of opportunities. So usually, I said this yesterday as well, a lot of professional trader, what they do is they bank a lot within these months, 3 months, because there's a lot of opportunities. So we don't need to feel left out. We can just wait for the opportunity, and we can just wait for like better confirmation and trade. I'm not in a buy right now. I don't suggest anybody to be in a buy, to be honest. I know it's tapping a weekly level. It doesn't mean we have to jump in and trade right away. So for any buys, I will be waiting. Let me draw this down here. Is anybody hopping in the chat or in the Zoom, they would know this right away. So what I'm going to do is buys above 157.20 level. This is going to be buys. And for sales, ideally, I want to see candles. Let me drop this down right here. So ideally for sales, what I would want to see is sales, cleaner sales. Let's put in cleaner sales. Cleaner sales below 150-300 level. That sounds better. Seems better. And there's a lot of waiting involved until price reaches that level, so which is a good plan, right? So whenever there's a lot of waiting involved and you're waiting for a good reason, man, that's good. Obviously, in terms of execution, you have to execute being confident without any delay, obviously. But when you're waiting for good reasons, man, you better wait. You better wait. So the current hourly is rejecting this 150-300 level and potentially is doing a retest around 150-575 level and may head down. So if I have to draw it out, so this support, so that can be retested. Price maybe retesting the previously broken hourly level. So the volume from yesterday's New York market and the NYSE market, it may further continue down, but we definitely need to see price making some sort of lower high, right? So maybe the price is making its lower high right now. So after making its lower high, then we may anticipate, you know what, the price can actually retest this. I'll draw it in a nice way. So after retesting this level, price may test this daily low that it has made today, right? So the daily may actually go even higher than 157.20 to grab its liquidity and then further continue down if we are anticipating any bearish pressure or bearish momentum, right? So the bias is sell, just gotta wait. Oh, absolutely. Yep. IFKAFX. We've got CPI news at 9. Thank you for reminding me, mate. So what we got to do is, let me see. So the CPI news, they're expecting good numbers. So I think pound is gonna get some good CPI news, cause yeah, if it's gonna get good CPI news, ideally, more than likely, the price is gonna head up. So if it's gonna head up and it's gonna continue up throughout the clean range, that's amazing. Otherwise, if it's actually just going up to grab liquidity in daily in the daily time frame, for example, when you look at the daily candle, it has made its top wick, but often what we've seen is daily candles can go in an opposite direction before further moving in its like consistent way, right? So it can actually grab liquidity moving further up, then start moving down. So the best thing is to wait for the CPI news. It's coming in like 5 minutes. So let's see. They're expecting good numbers. And we have Bailey speaking around 8:30 p.m. That's around pre-New York. So in my local time, so this is like pre-New York. So definitely we're going to see some sort of push in pound today. There is some fundamental news to CPI. All right, so I'm just gonna have my green tea. That's good. Oh, I've got a message here. Okay. Let me see if I've actually posted the invitation to my friends properly, because my friends they're trying to come in the stream as well. So hopefully I've sent it correctly. Hopefully. Yep, looks good. So this 1 hour is going to close in 2 minutes, and this is the first hour of the 4 hour, and this candle is just the start of the 4 hour candle. So taking any trades basing on the first hourly of the 4 hour candle is not reasonable, obviously. And then in 2 minutes we're gonna see how the CPI news is going to impact pound here. More than likely, if the news is going to be good, pound pair may be going up, right? It may go up, but we are anticipating a continuation of the yesterday NY and NYSE's momentum. So let's see what happens. Oh, IFKA FX, cheers, mate. So IFK educational channel, yeah, it is. Thank you for showing up. So we deliver unlimited education. It's like we answer anybody's question. You know, if we have the answer, we answer you. If there's any new topic that's like bright and shiny, we research about it and we come back to you guys. So I'm gonna have some of my friends coming back here. We're gonna discuss some ideas. And one of my friend, he's a day trader, so it's always nice to have few different sort of view on the same pair. So we look at GBP, JPY, and gold. So when he's gonna come back, we're gonna look at gold as well. So for now, I'm just looking at GJ, just trying to note down its micro sort of price move. You know, I'm gonna note down how the price is moving, because that way I can tell myself a story. You know, why the price is doing this, doing that, and possibly put myself in the best position to take a buy or a sell. So for now, just waiting. And this channel is obviously an educational channel. Obviously, some of the guys, they know how to copy, they know how to follow along, so they know when we're taking a position. So if you want to be one of those and take advantage of that, man, absolutely. Because yesterday when we did the stream, we called out the trade, we called out the reasoning behind it, we gave out all of the compliments, and we waited. We took a trade, it hit our T, and we secured. So trade management, take profit, risk, and further risk management, everything was given. So it is amazing. So what are you looking at? IFKA, FX, is there any pair are you looking at? The news came in. News came in. Okay, let's just check. Okay, the CPI is 0.7. So is not as good as the forecast, but the number is still better than the previous numbers. So technically the number's good. It may not as be as close to the forecast. It's like 1% is 0.1 percentage less, but still good than the previous number, right? So which is still good for the currency. So let's see. Is GJ going to move up because it's close to the weekly support, or is it going to break this weekly support level 150-300 and it's going to start heading down, right? So let's just wait. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tidy up my zone, so it actually helps me a lot when I look at the tidied up zone. So what I'm going to do is I will try and tidy up this. Let's make it a little bit more smaller. Yep, so that it's much more clear. Bad news, Ricardo. It seems as if it's a bad news. Obviously, the forecast hasn't been met, but what we know is the forecast, the actual numbers, it's actually more than the previous numbers, right? So it's good in an investor's point of view, to be honest. Investors, they just want to see high numbers to invest, right? So let's see what happens. So this currently the current 1 hour candle is sort of making its lower wick. So is it grabbing its liquidity before moving up? Let's see. As we've anticipated, price maybe retesting this previously broken support in hourly. If it's retesting this previously broken support, man, it's gonna head down. Otherwise, if the news is gonna pump the price up, it's gonna go up, right? And it's London volume, so there's a high chance we're gonna see the pump. We just gotta wait for the news to be absorbed by the market. We're not gonna trade alongside the news because we obviously know the structure in hourly, in 2 hourly, in 4 hour. The structure is heavily bearish, so we are not gonna take any buys yet. For buys, we gotta wait for price to close above 157.20. Ideally, just gotta wait. So the bias is still sell. The current 4 hour has 3 more hours left to close. So let's look at the current 2 hour. What the 2 hour is doing. So the same thing, the 2 hour may be retesting this previously broken support. So if it's actually retesting that level and we get some sort of sign from the lower time frame candles that, you know what, now the price is making some sort of resistance or it's rejecting this vicinity, we may get a push till the bottom bit of our daily range, right? So the price is definitely pushing up. That may be the push from the news. We still got to see how the market perceives this news. We need to wait for the market open. Market open. So the market's going to open up in the next 54 minutes. So just got to wait. Taking a buy here is extremely risky. Even if we see this clear traffic, which is just close by to this current price level, we can't take a buy there because we have to keep this level in our head, right? So this is the level where price sort of rejected and broke. So we can't take a buy. We can't take a buy around here, saying, you know what, the news was good, because we don't control the market. At the end of the day, we don't control the market. So we have to let the market choose its direction and choose where the volume's going to push the price, and we just follow along, right? So for now, it doesn't tell us anything except for, you know what, it's actually retesting 155.75 previously broken support level. So the best thing to do is to wait for the 30-minute to close.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hey, Nick, how are you going, man?
I'm doing very good. How are you?
Good, mate, good.
So our bias is buy
No, the bias is sell, man.
sales. Okay. So now we are in the range, right? We are waiting for the price to drop or go above. Okay. So we have
That's
the
true.
levels already.
Yep, that's true. So we were talking about how the market structure is bearish today. So the market structure is heavily bearish, to be honest. It dropped down throughout the New York and it dropped down throughout the Tokyo. We obviously know that in London session is sometime correct what happened in Tokyo. So it may correct this price, but we are anticipating that, you know what, in higher time frame, in daily time frame, maybe it's grabbing its first upper liquidity before moving down. So buys, I am not appealed by the buys. So because there's this level, previously broken support level where the price is approaching right now, and more than likely it is actually doing a retest before heading down, if it's heading down. Other than that, we're just waiting for any sort of clean buys, price breaking above 157.20, and any smaller time frame close around this level will be like an extra confluence for buys. Other than that, there's no buys right now.
Okay, okay, okay. So now we are waiting for the resistance to form.
That's true. Yep. So we need a resistance or some sort of rejection
Yeah.
to tell us, you know what, the price is rejecting this 155.75 vicinity and is starting to test the daily low. Because in London, so in London
Okay.
session, in New York
Very
session,
very clear.
what did you say? Sorry.
I said it's very nice, very clear.
Oh yeah, thank you, Nick. No worries. So obviously, what we know is around the time of volume, uh, due to the volume rush and due to the high volume, right? So what we obviously see is price breaking or at least retesting daily highs, daily lows. So man, I think this daily low is gonna be retested, right? There's more probability it's going to be retested. So let's see. For cleaner sales, we're obviously waiting for a price to
So
go
we
below.
only
Yep. Go on.
okay. So we are waiting for price to go below 150, 300 to
Yep. Take
to
any.
sell.
Cleaner sales. That will be the cleanest sell, right? So that will be a cleaner sell.
Okay, the cleaner sell. All right. And I wonder why people don't trade GBP USD during London session, but most of the most of people just trade like GJ. I'm not sure why, because the spread in terms of the spread on GU is much better for traders.
Are you talking about GU?
Yeah, GU. I see that GU and EU the spread is very small.
Mm-hmm. So is the move in overall higher time frame consistent? What do you think? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Because you said GU. Let's look at GU. So I mean, at the end of the day, we have to come back to, you know what I mean. The moves in a higher time frame, are they consistent or not? You have to ask yourself. If it's very rangy, for example, look at this. Look at this daily move. We have to like check monthly. We have to check weekly. We have to check daily time frames to see if there's like some sort of consistency in the pair, right? If there's no consistency, man, just looking at the spread and trading it maybe is not a good idea. But I haven't looked into GU because one of the simple ideas behind why I will try to avoid GU is, for example, pound and USD. Both of them are very strong pair. You know what I mean? So if both of the pair are really strong, more than likely it's just going to consolidate all the time. But when one of the pairs, for example, I'll just draw and show it to you. So for example, one of the pairs, for example, we got GBP, right? So one of the pairs, for example, really strong and has a lot of impact throughout world economy, and it's like it has major volume coming in the pair. And another pair is like a weak pair, is an Asian pair or whatever, right? And it has like it's sort of a weak pair in terms of its volume, whatever. So that's how we see consistent moves. See, that's how we see, like, because the pound is going to influence the pair. Yeah, the pound is going to influence the pair in a way that, you know what, it's going to move up when pound is strong. All right, now the pound is weak. Obviously, the yen is like a safe haven at that point in time, so it's going to go down. So you sort of have to see and check if the pair, both of the pairs are major currency pair. If both of the pairs are major currency component, but then it's very inconsistent. Look at this. It's just ranging. Look at the wicks. The wicks are so ugly, right? You don't want to be in the wicks. You want to see some sort of momentum being carried over. So that's why GBP JPY is actually really famous. Traders, they trade GBP JPY. Look at its movement, man. Just look at it. It's so consistent, right? So you want to check if there's consistency in the market. Look at the daily time frame. It's so consistent, right? It's just is just carrying on the momentum. It's going up, down, up, down, up, down. So it's just carrying on the momentum. But on GBP USD, man, because both of the pairs are really strong, you don't want to be in there. You don't want to be in there.
Yeah. I got that. Thank
Yep.
you. Thank you.
No worries. But I do know, for example, me saying, hey, don't trade GBP USD, it's not reasonable. You have to look at it in a way that, you know what, I understand what GBP fundamentals do to GBP, and I understand what USD's fundamental does to USD. So I mean, like, as long as you understand the fundamental and you know the ins and out, you can obviously trade it. And like you said, because it has like less spread than any other pair, why not? Obviously. All right.
Yeah. What broker are you trading with? I'm using IC Market in my place. The spread is very good. For DJ is only around 1 pips or less. Now it's just 0.7, 0.8 pips.
So I use
DJ.
I use crypto broker. So one of the crypto brokers I use is Traders Domain. I really like Traders Domain, Trader Domain's spread. So I'm with Trader Domain, and yeah,
Uncle Ted's broker.
That's true. That's true. And I'm also with Blackpool Market. So I'm with Blackpool Market because it's actually very close to my country, and some of the bank rules apply there too. So Blackpool Market for me is sort of like a New Zealand brokerage. So I live in Australia, so it's much more easier for me to like always see what's happening there. You know what I mean? So I'm with Traders Domain. I'm with Blackpool Market.
Yeah. I see Markets is from Australia.
So in Australia, what happened was from March 29th, the ASIC, the Australian Security Investment, like how do you say it? The corporation, they changed some of the regulations. So the brokerage, I know. So some of the regulation they change, and the brokerage now they can't offer you a lot of leverage, and retail traders like me, if we don't have leverage, it's like nothing, right? So we cannot bank in a lot of money, and there's no use, man. So that's why I moved to a New Zealand brokerage, that's Blackpool Market, and a crypto brokerage, that's Traders Domain. Hopefully I will try Raj's brokerage as well, Dominion Market, in few months. But for now, my funds are in these accounts, so I cannot try the other brokerage, man. So that's with the IC Market. They changed the leverage. They can't offer us more leverage, so that's the problem.
Yeah, but I registered my account on their global entity, so the leverage still can be very huge. 1 to 500 still.
Yeah. Oh yeah, sure. Not a problem. Oh, we got Manuel in the house. We got Jamil in the house. And we obviously got Ricardo. Ricardo was the first in the group.
Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone's fine.
How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. How are you?
Good, well, man.
Great. We're just waiting here for GJ to break out. What's your ideas here for today?
So we were talking about how the market structure in GJ is sort of like a bearish market structure today, and we want to see a continuation of the yesterday's NY and NYSE's momentum, and we want to see a correction of the price all the. Let's check what the price is here. So we want to see a correction all the way down to 149.990. But obviously, we just had a fundamental news that just came like a few minutes ago, and the CPI was positive, obviously. So we need to see how the market's going to absorb that news, and if it's going to head up, obviously, for any short-term buys or any scalping buys, I'll be looking for buys above 157.20. Other than that, what I think is the current 1 hour, I will try and draw it on the chart. So the current 1 hour, the previously formed support was broken, right? So it broke down. So currently the price is just retesting the same level to further continue down, if it's continuing down. So we just gotta wait and see if there's any resistance or any sort of rejection that we're gonna see around 155.70 vicinity. If it's gonna reject this level, more than likely the London volume is gonna retest the daily low today. So we just gotta wait and see. Other than that, because CPI news is positive, right? So more than likely the pound's going up. Because if you look at the news, the previous CPI numbers were 0.4 percentage, and the forecast was 0.8 percentage, but the actual number was obviously less than the forecast, but is actually technically more than the previous value. So
okay.
yeah. So that's sort of a sketchy situation, you know what I mean? So it tells us it's a bad news, but technically it's a good news for the investors, because it's more, so investors gonna invest a lot, you know what I mean? So we just gotta wait and see how the price moves. If it's actually gonna move up, there's another confluence that can be added onto it, that this support right here, 15300, is a weekly support as well. But we can't just take a buy saying, you know what, I think it's going to bounce up because of the weekly support. We have to see price actually bouncing up rather than just thinking it's going to go up, right? So that is actually weekly support too. But more than likely, I will be inclined to take a sell than a buy. For a buy, I have to wait for 157.20. For a sell, I just need to see some sort of rejection around 155.75 vicinity. Then I'm all in.
Yeah, no, it looks great, man. I'm looking at the same thing here as well. Looking at the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the same thing.
So
hopefully we can have a good day here.
Yeah, 100%. So there's 40 more minutes left for the London market to open up, and let's see what happens. Is the London market going to present us some volume like yesterday, or is it just going to take a breather and it's going to exhaust around here and we're going to get a move further down? Because recently in London session, what we're seeing is the volume, either it comes few minutes after the London open, so we just gotta wait, because there's definitely going to be a volume. There has been a push overnight, so either there's going to be a continuation or an exhaustion around here. Just range, and then break down. So just gotta wait, but no rush in any trade. We gotta wait for the 13-minute candle close at least. Looking at the daily, daily is turning bullish. Let's just wait and see. So the 4 hour, Let's look at the 4 hour. The current 4 hour is bullish. Hasn't broken the previous 4 hours high. So no buys yet. So the current 4 hour may be grabbing its liquidity because we know price action dictates that the candle in its first half more than likely grabs its liquidity before moving to its original direction, right? So maybe the 4 hour is actually grabbing its liquidity and may as well be retesting the previously broken hourly support. So we just gotta wait for this hourly 4 hour candle to show us some sort of rejection if we're looking for sales. I mean, the news was technically good, but we just gotta wait. The 2 hour candle is gonna close in about 34 minutes. Let's see how this closes. We can clearly see that it's retesting this previously broken support. So we need to see some sort of rejection. The structure suggests that the price is going down. We gotta wait for a smaller time frame rejection or resistance to form. So this hourly is gonna close in 34 minutes. This half an hour candle, 30-minute candle is gonna close in next 4 minutes. Let's see if it's gonna reject this 155.75 vicinity. Let's just check. Let's just check the range here. How much of a range is it? So it's about 24 pips range. That's good. So the current 15-minute candle is bullish. Yep, definitely gotta wait. Definitely gotta wait. There's 34 minutes left for the London session open. So let's see if there's going to be a lot of volume in London session. Okay, so 2 more minutes left for this 30-minute candle to close. So it's coming back in the range. So coming back in the 30 minutes range. 30 minutes range, coming back to the range, really nice and slow. Let's see where we're gonna get the volume push today. Let's see. 20 more seconds left. This 30-minute candle to close now. Okay, so the 30-minute candle closed right at the break of the previously broken support. Right at the break, right? So that's a very funny situation. So there's 30 more minutes left for this hourly candle to close. 30 more minutes left for this 2-hour candle to close as well. Let's see if we can get any sort of rejection, right? So we want to see rejection from this vicinity. We want to see rejection from this level. The price to continue down, if it's continuing down. Other than that, buys above 157.20, anticipating a volume push. Let's see if we can get 10 pips, because all we're looking for is like 10 pips, right? We're not gonna bank more in a funny situation like this. So anything that market gives you is actually good, so you just have to accept it and sort of call it a day at that point in time. You just gotta wait. Let's look at the 4-hour. So the 4-hour is bullish. It might be rejecting the 150-600 level. So the high, what I can see in my liquidity feed is this 4-hour has tapped 150-600 flat exactly. So if it's actually rejecting, that's the psychological level, 150-600 to be honest, 150-600 to be clear and to be honest, 150-600. So let's see, is it gonna reject? Because it just tapped 150-600 level. Let's see. So this 5-minute candle is breaking the previous 5-minute candle's low. We want to wait and see how this 5-minute candle closes, right? As we discussed, we definitely saw this support, previously broken support, being retested, and it's being retested right here. Any sort of rejection on the upside is a good idea for sales going down all the way down till the bottom range of the daily time frame. So around this level, we need to see some sort of rejection. Let's see how this 15-minute candle moves, right? Starting to head down. You're gonna see London opens volume in about like 27 minutes now. Let's wait for this 5-minute candle to close. It's extremely risky to trade being based on 5-minute candle, and I don't suggest it, but we gotta wait and see how this 5-minute candle closes. We gotta wait. No jumping on the trade. We have to see clear. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait for resistance to be formed around this level. If a resistance is formed and the next candle retest this level before going down, that's gonna be ideal, right? Other than that, our bias is sell. The market structure is looking like a proper sell, so just gotta wait. So if we're gonna see a candle closing like this, if this candle closes something like this, forms a resistance like this, and the next candle retests this level like this and is gonna reject that level, man, more than likely, with more probability, we are gonna head down, right? First till this target, and more than likely all the way down to the bottom bit of the range. So waiting for the resistance to form at the first. There's no sales yet because we're gonna wait for confirmation. We can't base ourselves in an impulsive situation. Just gotta wait. The price is obviously moving down. We can definitely see a bearish candle, but just gotta wait for a resistance to form. Let's see how the previous 5-minute candle closed. So the previous 5-minute candle closed bearish. There's a minor resistance right around here. And the current 5-minute is bearish too, trying to break the previous 5 minutes low, which is good, which is a good sign. But we need to see some sort of rejection. And the price has tapped 15600 levels. So if you look at the high of this candle right here, which was the high for the 4-hour present 4-hour candle, it's actually tapped a psychological level. That's 15600. It's a clean psychological number, and you can definitely see that it's sort of rejecting after tapping that level, right? So it's adding confluence to our trade. It's adding some reasoning to our sales. But we gotta wait for confirmation. We can't just jump in. That's what makes the difference between us 10% and the other 90% who just rush in the trade and they just go in a loss, right? So we are not in a sale yet. We are not in a sale yet. Look at the current 5-minute candle, right? It's going up, which is a good sign, because this 5-minute, if it's going to come up and it's going to start rejecting this level and it's going to go down, now it's going to tell me, you know what? This candle is telling me a story that it just rejected this level, and more than likely it's going to continue all the way down. But we got to wait for confirmation. So the confirmation is established once the candles close in our direction, right? If it doesn't close in our direction, there's no confirmation being established. So you got to wait for a established confirmation. So just got to wait. So the question is this 5-minute going to reject this 155.75 vicinity and it's going to continue down? Or is this 5-minute making a support? So for our sales bias, it's going to add to our confluence if it's going to reject this vicinity and start moving down. But we got to wait because the volume more than likely is going to kick in next 12 minutes. So that's the idea. Just got to wait. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to pour myself some tea and I'm going to come back to you guys. If you guys want to communicate with each other on the Zoom community, you guys can. Just come back and say hi again, and I'll give you my take on the market. So, yep. So the current 1 hour candle is a bullish candle. It is near the previously broken 1 hour support. So if it's going to retest that level, do some sort of rejection, make a resistance in a smaller time frame to start with, and it's going to start heading down. This daily low that the price has made today may be more than likely be retested. So we just got to wait. We have marked that we're going to wait for buys about 157.20, but we still got to wait for a candle close, right? So we cannot take any impulsive trade. Obviously, we know the CPI news in pound was shows us it's bad, but technically it's good numbers than previously. So just got to wait how the market's going to absorb the news as, right? So there's actually a few other news coming in around 6 in about 1 hour and a half. 1 hour and a half, we're gonna have Ramsden speaking, and there's Bailey speaking. So usually when Bailey speaks, there is a lot of volume and a lot of exhaustion, consolidation, and so it's a good thing if there's gonna be a lot of consolidation, because we're gonna see a break after that, right? So for this price action right now, so the best thing to do is just fold your hands in a cross and just wait. Just wait and enjoy the music. So the current 1 hour candle is going to close in 16 minutes. Let's look at the 30-minute. Let's so this 30-minute, the current 30-minute candle broke the previous 30-minute candle's high and is moving up back in the previous 30-minute range. So let's see how this 30 minutes going to close. Is it going to close above 155.75 level, or is it going to close below, right? I mean, if this 30-minute, if this 15-minute candle's going to price all the way up, man, obviously that's not an ideal position, you know. So we didn't take the buys, obviously, thinking that, you know what, price is actually retesting the previously broken support, and the news is kind of funny, because technically the numbers are good, but it shows the results bad. So not sure how the market's gonna perceive that news. So we just gotta wait for London market open and see how the market moves, right? That's the best thing to do. Don't rush in any buys, any sales. I wouldn't recommend anybody being in buys here. Obviously the price may seem as if it's going up, and it may seem as if, you know what, it's printing higher high and higher lows, but man, trust me, you gotta wait at this point in time. Wait for this hourly candle to close. It has 15 more minutes, so if it's actually going up all the way to the top of the range, still gotta wait, because what this daily candle might be doing is it might be grabbing its liquidity before it heads down, right? So we just gotta wait and see how this hourly candle closes. So if the daily candle, if the 4 hour, it's grabbing its liquidity before moving down, you just gotta wait, man, wait. So the current 4 hour looks like this, right? It may be grabbing its liquidity, we not sure. We have to see some sort of rejection And we know that, hey, you know what? It can head down. It can retest the daily low. Until then, just wait and patience. No buys yet, no sells yet. The CPI, looks like the CPI news is pumping the price up. So it's good if it's gonna pump it up. Let's wait and see. So the current 30-minute candle is bullish, back in the range. I'm just waiting for this 30-minute to make some sort of resistance, right? So for a buys, I have to see a candle close above 157.20, and I have to keep this rejection level in my mind too. So let's just wait and see. So we got a chart in. So WhatsApp send a chart. Let's have a look at it. So GBP JPY 30-minute. So I see. So you're using Fibonacci. Possible inverse H and S 15. Oh, okay. So 15-minute inverse. So are you looking for buys? So what I would suggest is, obviously I'm not that good at Fibonacci because I don't use Fibonacci anymore. So Kevin is actually really good at Fibonacci. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this chart at the side, and as soon as Kevin comes in, he's going to comment on your Fibonacci's points and stuff. But other than that, what I can tell you is there's a lot of background stuff going on here. So if you look at my chart, for example, giving you a simple example. So I don't have a lot of stuff, see? Or if you wanted to show me that you took a sell around here, you have to kind of point it out saying I took a sell there. Other than that, you know what? Yeah, you have to sort of point out and draw down things like your ideas. For example, you got to say, you got to draw it like this, maybe use an arrow. So just draw an arrow saying, you know what? This was my potential resistance, right? There's a back test. Oh, okay, that's a back test. That's good. So you just gotta write it down as if potential support. So right, that's how you do it. So you write potential support, bam, 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 and that's how I know how your thought process is going on, right? So the idea behind sending chart is sort of like you want to convey your message to me in a sort of a way that, hey, this was my thought process. This was the potential resistance I had in my mind. This was the potential inverse point. This was the potential Fibonacci 16.8 percentage where it actually tapped and it's heading up. So I thought, you know what? I'll back test. I'll take a paper trade buy in my head. So I took a buy here. So you sort of had to like highlight. That will be amazing. But I'm just gonna keep this in the side. As long as Kevin comes in, I'm gonna ask him if he can help you with Fibonacci's point, because I know when doing Fibonacci, obviously the point that you consider are really important. So I can tell you that. Other than that, there's actually a lot of things going on, right? So I wouldn't recommend doing all of these different colors, right? As long as it means something to you and it helps you, that's fine. But what I like to do is I always like to keep my chart clean, and it's much more easier for me to sort of see what's happening. If I'm doing my journaling, let me see if I can find any of my previous journaling here. Oh, Kevin's calling me. Just give me a second. Help with Fibonacci. So Kevin's going to be here in a few minutes, and you can discuss ideas about Fibonacci, whatever points. And he's really good with it, actually. So, oh man, this is like a really bad example of journaling. I'm trying to see if I have my journaling book right by my side, and I see my old journaling content here, but this is not proper. If you're gonna look at it, man, it's just like crazy. So you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find a where's my journaling? Okay, let's see. I'll find it out and I'll share it with you guys. So these are some of the journaling I did on my notes. For example, let's look at this. Let's look at this and see how it goes. Oh, okay. Is it gonna open up? So let's look at this. For example, so this is one of my Asian buys I took. So what I did was I journaled 1 hour, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, because those time frame gave me some of the details I wanted to note down. Let's see how it went. And see, simple journaling. So this is one of the examples of simple journaling. So one, saying my bullish bias. Second, telling me that, you know what, 1 hour wick was greater or or longer than the body size, suggesting bullish pressure. And this was my range. This was my take profit range, 30 to 40 pips, stop loss 10 pips, and yep. And after that, with the same trade, what I did was let me see. Yep, so this is my 30-minute journaling. Just give me a second. So what I do is I just note down my journals in my notes so that I can look at it in ease. So this was the 15 minute, same thing, look at it. So if you, actually 30 minute. So if you look at the 30 minute, it tells you bullish bias, same thing, entry after the new 4 hours / 2 hours / 1 hour candle retested the lower price before moving up. So I waited for confirmation, right? And this was the daily level. Everything was noted down clearly. So you have to try and make your journaling or your notations on the chart really clear. And I also put in trade comment. For example, I said, I counted on the volume of the price, hashtag a potential move before Asian lunch hour. So I was actually back testing this in Asian move. If there was any potential move before the Asian break. So the Asian currency market, what happens there is they have a break around 11:30 their local time. So in Tokyo, around 11:30, so the stock market, the currency market, all of the liquidity feed, all of the companies over there that provide the liquidity feed, they have a break from 11:30 till 11:30. So I was waiting for that, and obviously our Aussie time, and this was my back test. So you have to sort of you have to sort of journal. You have to sort of journal your trades or even your back testing setups in a clear way. So that's my suggestion. But other than that, just play around and see what suits you. You know, because at the end of the day, you need to be clear on what's happening in the market with your own perspective, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear this out. So the current 1 hour candle is sort of rejecting that vicinity. So if there's going to be any rejection, if there's going to be any sort of rejection in lower time frame, it's going to give us more confidence for this sell going on the downside. So let's see. Okay, so the 1 hour candle is sort of rejecting the upper previously broken 1 hour support here. So let's see 30 minute. So the 30 minute is creating a resistance. So we didn't jump in buys. We waited for the price to show us some sort of direction, right? So now we're going to count on the London volume and we're going to wait for this 30-minute candle to close. It can very well continue all the way down, but we always got to wait, right? We always got to wait. So we got to wait for this 15-minute, 30-minute candle to first close. That way we have a clear resistance being established, and the next thing we do is wait for the next 30-minute or 15-minute candle to sort of like retest this level and further head down. So this actually, this reasoning, this confluence was given like few hours back, right? So we were talking about the same thing few hours back. So now all we got to do is we got to wait for the volume to move in the right direction. So we were talking about the same candle where it showed us that there was a resistance. So if the candle is going to close like this, ideally with a wick on the downside, the next candle can very well retest this level and then continue down with volume and retest the daily low. So this is something we're going to look for. So it actually looks good. So we haven't jumped in any sort of sell. Just gotta wait. So this 30-minute is going to close in 4 seconds. So the resistance has been established. So it's good that the current 30-minute candle is actually retesting the higher price. So if it's going to retest and it's going to break the previous 30 minutes low, I'm going to be in sell then. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for this price to break the previous 30 minutes low, and then I'll be in a position with my stop loss potentially above the previous 30-minute candle's high. So that's what I'm going to do. Wait for this 30-minute candle to flip. Obviously, the hourly is bullishing up. We just gotta wait. Just gotta wait. Can't jump in buys. Can't jump in sell because it's around this very important level. This was a previously broken 2-hour support, previously broken 1-hour support. So the price is retesting, as we discussed when we came in this chart. So if it's retesting, more than likely a support has been established in 30-minute time frame, which is a good confluence for the sell. So the momentum from yesterday's New York and NYSE can be continued further down, retesting the daily lows. But all we got to do is at this point in time wait for the current 30-minute, current 15-minute candle to break the previous 15-minute candles low, and we have more probability suggesting us, you know what, there is sales coming in. But for now, there's nothing because the price is going back in the previous 30-minute, 1-hour range. So there's no trade in this range. Trust me, there's no trade. If you're gonna take buy there and it works out, man, it's by luck, to be honest. And you don't want to count on luck in trading. You want to count on your reasoning. You want to count on the story that the market tells you. So for now, the 30-minute is bullish. No buys, no sells. At least no buys, no sells for me. So just gotta wait. So the previous 15-minute, 30-minute candle actually tapped 156.30 level, which is a psychological level again. So it's actually supporting it. It's putting in more confluence to our trade. So this is actually going well, really well. We just need the current 15-minute, 30-minute candle to break the previous 15-minute, 30-minute candles low, and after that we are off to the moon. Let's say off to the ground, right? So because it's going down, off to the ground. So it's doing good. Current 15-minute looks good. We just need to see volume coming in. GJ, let's go, GJ. Let's just run, GJ. Let's go down to the ground. Down to the ground. Let's look at gold for oh man, that was a good trade in gold. I should have looked at gold too, but it's all right. We focused on GJ, so it was like 26 pip move. That was a good buy. I would have bought it. I actually would have bought here, right? So just gotta wait for our candle to move. Okay, GJ is sort of moving. There's no sales yet. Hopefully we're gonna get sales with the push of the volume. So we should also prepare for managing risk, right? So if there's any abrupt rejection of the price and it starts moving up, you have to start thinking about, you know what, I'll start managing my risk. So for now, the sell bias looks good. There can be potential sells. Just gotta wait for the volume to kick in. As we said, we're gonna take sells. I'm gonna take sell once the price breaks the previous 30 minutes low. But I am just waiting and see how the London market is gonna absorb the news. Let's just wait. Up, and I am in sales. That's it. With my stop loss 10 pips above. Oh. And it's continuing down. It's oh man, oh man. So what happened was, okay, my EA failed me. Anyways, that happens when you have a faulty EA. Anyways, Let's see. It's gonna continue down. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Let's see. If there's gonna be a lot of volume, man, trust me, the low can be broken. So in London session, we have seen a lot of lows being broken, being tested. What is the gold forecast? Looks like IFKA says so. So we're gonna look at gold in few minutes, because right now we are in a trade and we're looking to manage the position IFKA. We're gonna get back into it in just a few minutes, right? We want to see if we need to manage the trade in any sort of way, because if there's any abrupt rejection from 5 minute, 1 minute, we want to sort of close some percentage of the trade and wait for the candle to move in our direction, right? So we just got to wait. At this point in time, the structure seems bearish. Current 5 minute is bullish, sort of flipping. So let's see what happens. We need to see London volume to kick in. London volume to kick in. So the current 1 hour candle has made its top wick and is bearish, but we still need to wait and see if this can heavily reject the downside, right? So we should always look and see how we can manage the risk. So if this 15-minute candle starts going back above, close to the range, I will be looking to take out some risk, because it's always a good idea to cut losses, right? So it's always a good idea to cut losses short. Everything was making sense, right? The structure was making sense. We are anticipating a volume, so the volume can come in, but sometimes what it does is the market can observe the CPI news as a positive news and the currency may go up. So at that point in time, you have to look and see if you can manage risk, because we can't marry our analysis. This is something I picked up and it helped me a lot. So I can't just fold my hands and say, you know what, I am guaranteed it's going to go down. I can't say that. I can say I can anticipate the price going down, which is a perfect idea. I can anticipate a volume coming in because it's London time. London market has opened a few minutes before, 8 minutes before, and if there's going to be volume, it's going to go down. But I cannot say, hey, I know the price is definitely going down. No. I can't marry my analysis. I have to rather be like, you know what? If it's going to go up, if it's going to start rejecting, man, I will cut I'll cut the losses short right away. Bang, bang. You know, you just got to be explosive when cutting your losses short. That should be the thing. You should cut your losses short in an explosive way. So at this point in time, 15-minute is still looking good. So what this 15-minute might do is it might close a bearish like this, and the next 15-minute again it may retest this 155.75 level, because that was a key level before. That was a support, a 1 hour 30-minute 2 hour support that the price broke. So if it's actually going to retest that level one more time, that's fine, because that's just going to add more confluence to our trade. But if it's going to start rejecting abruptly, and if it's going to go closer to the high, man, you should be able to just get out of the position. You should be brave enough. If the word is not brave enough, you should have the balls to cut your losses short. So that's something you have to look out for. Other than that, man, the trade looks good. Other than that, the trade looks good. So one of the things I picked up, and one of the things I try to myself is, as I'm in the trade, I talk to myself about, hey, you know what? Hey, what's happening right now? Hey, you know what's happening right now? Is it rejecting? Oh, I don't think it's rejecting. Oh, it's rejecting right now. So you gotta talk to yourself, and you gotta tell, hey, is it rejecting, and should I cut the losses short? Is it not rejecting? Is the volume pushing in my direction? I got to constantly talk to myself. So you talk to yourself too, right? So you got to talk to yourself. So the 15-minute candle has 4 more minutes left for its close. So the hourly candle has made its top wick. And the previous 30-minute candle has closed bearish. Obviously, we need this 30-minute candle to close bearish, or to start with at least this 15-minute candle to close bearish to support our sales. Other than that, everything was calculated, risk was calculated, and confluence reasoning was given to the trade. So just gotta wait at this point in time. So the current 5-minute candle has broken the previous 5-minute candle's high. So I'm now thinking how I can manage my position, right? So I'm going to wait for this 15-minute candle to close. Let's see what happens. Is it grabbing liquidity to further move up back in the range? Or is it gathering order here to further go down? Just gotta wait and see if there's gonna be volume push. Just gotta wait, because we've seen in London session, man, there's a lot of volume coming in, right? So a lot of volume. So what I do is I often, when I'm in a position to monitor what's happening in like micro detail, I often look at least like 3 or 4 time frames. So what I do is I switch between 1 hour. I look at the 1 hour. Oh, yeah, the 1 hour is in my direction. I look at the 30-minute and tell myself, is it rejecting? Is it in my direction? Yes or no? And I go to 15 minutes. So I constantly ask myself, is it going in my direction? So I got to constantly talk to myself. Oh, it is. And I look at 5 minute. So the 5-minute is rejecting, which is good. If it's going to reject and it's going to close bearish, is a good idea to further move down. And I'm going to look at 1 minute too. Often people disregard 1 minute, right? But 1 minute, on the other hand, gives us a lot of details. So 1 minute is something that we don't take a position from. Maybe that's not the idea, but 1 minute is something that you look into to look at the micro price action, right? So for now, what the 1 minute telling me is actually rejecting. So what I'm going to draw here is I'm going to annotate. So if you look at this, the wick is lowering. Every 1 minute candle, the wick is actually sort of going like this, right? So 1 minute is suggesting bearish pressure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for the higher time frame candle one more time to go to my direction. I need the volume for a consistent market. I just need a volume. Man, oh man. This can be a good trade. We're just waiting. We need this 15-minute candle to close bearish. If it's going to close like this, it's an ideal position where the next 15-minute candle goes up, retraces up, retests 155.75, and then further move down. So we need this 15-minute candle to close bearish. And there's 30 more seconds left. Let's see how the candle closes. Hi, Ali. Good morning. How's it going? Okay, so this 15-minute candle has closed in its best ideal way, but sometimes what price can do is price can do whatever it likes, right? So at that point in time, you got to be able to manage your position. Other than that, everything's looking good. Everything's looking good. If this 15-minute candle is going to grab its liquidity on the top side, on the upper side, and start moving down, it's perfect. It's just perfect. Actually, I'm just going to put down, because I took a sell once price broke the low, right? So this was the trade. Stop was somewhere around here, and we are expecting the price to move all the way to here. So the 15-minute is doing what we just discussed about. Let's see what it's gonna do, right? So let's see. Wait and watch. Yay, Nick. So if you're waiting in the market, you know, and you tell yourself a story, man, you can definitely get nice trades. This sort of trade is like a regular setup where you talk to yourself, you know, you talk about how the market is moving, you anticipate volume, and you study overall market structure at that point in time. And it's like, yeah, it can actually turn out to be a good trade. I'm still not marrying my analysis. Again, the same thing is, yeah, sometimes what happens is when people are in profit, they forget to manage their risk, man. This is something that I was doing, right? So when I was in profit, I would just stay there, smiling to myself and forgetting about risk management. I would just smile and I'll just tap myself on the back before securing the profit. You cannot pat yourself on the back before securing profit. Your analysis may be correct, but you have to secure. You know what I mean? You have to hit that T. Then only you sort of like pat yourself on the back and smile, whatever, celebrate. We're obviously going to do celebration if we win. Other than that, it's going to be a good risk management day today. For now, 15-minute is looking good. It's doing what we said. The previous 15-minute candle closed bearish. The current 15-minute candle has grabbed its liquidity from the top side, is rejecting the upper level and is moving down. Let's see. Hopefully, if the price can't hit our T, man, it's going to be a big celebration on YouTube. Other than that, we're just waiting. We have our friends here from...
Hey, bro.
Hey, man. How's it going?
So are you going to take partial on 10 pips at 10 pips profit?
So personally, what I do is I take my partials once I hit that 9 to 11 pips range. So 9 to 11 pips, I'm comfortable to take any partials, and I put myself in a break-even position. So, and I'll be fine if the price hits my position in break-even or further continues down. Other than that, man, it's a good thing to set yourself with a trading plan where you secure once you hit, for example, it's a good level once you start securing when you hit maybe 7 or 8 pips. You can also be conservative. So for me, I'm comfortable with 10 and 11 pips. So you can do the same thing. You can be comfortable with 10 and 11 pips.
Okay.
Other than that, maybe if you start securing partials once you're up 15 pips, maybe you're more aggressive. You know what I mean? So for me, I'm comfortable being conservative. I'm comfortable securing from 9 pips to 11 pips. That's what my trading plan is. So I'm all right. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah. I see. Okay, I hit 10 pip already.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Just bank yourself the money and get out of here. No, honestly, true. So
Stop to break even now.
Perfect. The trade is playing out. The trade is playing out. It's a nice day. Nice day. So as we discussed as we were at the chart, so we said that potentially the 4-hour may be grabbing its liquidity. So now when we look at the 4-hour, now we can see that the 4-hour was actually grabbing its liquidity, right? So the 4-hour being bullish at that point in time was just grabbing liquidity. So if it's going to continue further down, amazing. It's going to continue the further momentum from yesterday's New York and NYSE trade. So these sort of trades are the trade which continues down and hits like different strong levels, right? So if you're comfortable holding the trade, man, this is the sort of trade which runs like 20, 30, 40, 50 pips, right? So you just got to wait if it's actually continuing yesterday's momentum and it's going to break strong levels. If it's going to break strong levels, man, you're going to have the payday. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to secure some of my position too and let some of the position be in break even. And I am good. I am all good. Always got to put yourself in the best position to win. Always. So what I do is, oh, something's wrong here. Oh, that's good. All right. So what I do is I often put myself in the best position to win. You know what I mean? So when I was learning, and I learned the idea of about putting a position in a break-even sort of state. I actually used to leave my stop loss right at the level where I open my position at. So you don't actually need to do that. You can place your stop loss deep in profit as well. You can sort of reserve the profit with your stop loss. That way, even if the position hits you, you're fine at that point in time. You were just expecting to compound with some of the house money. But if it's going to hit your stop loss and you were at break even, a little bit, maybe 1 or 2 pips more than your position size, then that's perfect. If your stop loss is in profit, locked in, and it hits you back, it's fine. So you just got to manage your trade at that point in time. So this was a really nice day. So we had Emmanuel. Emmanuel was here a few minutes before. Hopefully he caught it. He was hoping that he's going to catch the move once he reaches his office. So hopefully he caught it. We had Nick here, and Ali showed up late, but still Ali got the idea too. That was amazing. Ali took some paper trade. That's amazing. So for practice, paper trade is amazing. It's just like live execution, but you're talking to yourself in the head and you're telling your reasoning, and that's how the practice starts. You just gotta tell yourself in the head that I'm executing right now. That's the idea of execution starts with the paper trade. And we had Jamil as well. Jamil was here. We had Mozart here, and we had Ricardo. So Ricardo was the first one to show up in the chat. So that's good. That's good. A good trade taken. Everything was discussed, and price is doing what we said, right? So it's actually moving closer to my break-even point in my reserved stop loss. So profit reserve stop loss point. If it's gonna hit my stop loss, I'm okay, because at that point in time, I'm playing with house money. You know what I mean? So I secured some of my position at 10 pips. So at this point in time, just waiting. Just waiting to see if it's going to continue down with the London volume. Because the London volume is, for example, from April. So I was talking about this. If some of you guys heard me before, I'm going to repeat the same thing again. So from April, May, and June, this is like the heart of trading, right? So throughout the year, these are the months where there's going to be a lot of opportunities. You just got to be patient and put your money where the best position to win is, right? So that's how you earn money. So if there's going to be a lot of volume push, man, then you pat yourself on the back and you're going to tell yourself, you know what? I was actively willing to manage my risk. I was actively willing to hold my position. I was actively willing to see if the price is going to move in my direction. I read the chart perfectly and I waited. I secured my profits. If it's going to hit me in break even, perfect. I am in the best position, right? So the 90% of the traders are losing money. But now if you've secured your profits, man, you're on the top 10%. Don't you want to be in the top 10%? You do. So you got to thank yourself.
Yeah.
And yeah, you got to tap yourself on the back. You got to pat yourself on the back. You got to say, hey, man, you did a good work. You know what I'm saying? So let's just wait for the London volume to come in. London volume. Let's break the daily low. Or at least tap the daily low. So tapping the daily low could be a realistic situation rather than breaking it. But if it's going to break, man, oh man, it's going to continue all the way down. And beautiful. which is far more beautiful.
This 30-minute candle is almost to be closed.
Oh yeah, there's 4 more minutes left for this 30-minute candles to close. I'm just gonna come back. I'll just head to the toilet quick and come back, guys. I'll see you guys. You can talk around, just chat on the chat. You can talk to each other, whatever, you know. So I'm side by side doing a YouTube stream as well. So just have fun. I'll just come back in a second. I'll just go to the toilet.
Okay, bro.
All right. Okay. So,
Bro, do you trade gold as well?
yeah, I trade gold as well, but we couldn't take any chance with the gold today because I was looking at GBP JPY because of the structure in pound yen really appealed to me. You know what I mean? So, because I've seen these sort of structure before in pound yen, I didn't want to focus on anything else. Oh, actually, you know what? IFKA FX was asking for gold, so we're gonna look at gold because my mate in YouTube, he asked for gold, so we're gonna look at gold too. So the gold is rejecting the 1 hour resistance vicinity, but obviously the structure is bullish in gold, so I wouldn't will to take any sell. To be honest, I'll wait for a support to form and for the take a buy till the top of the range. So there's no sells for me. And the daily candle is bullish too, so I personally wouldn't take a sell. I would want to take buy and feel the clean traffic on the left hand side. So if IFKA, you're looking for any sort of buy, man, you just gotta wait for the support to form. So let's look at the 4 hour in gold, right? So the gold's 4 hour is sort of rejecting the 4 hour resistance. So if this was a So if this was a 4 hour resistance, 4 hour is rejecting it right now. So what the market may be doing is market may be grabbing some liquidity to further move up. So I remember Kevin was in buys yesterday from 1769. So Kevin, are you in the are you in the same position right now, or have you secured already?
Yep.
Okay, that's good.
Break even right now.
Break even.
76961. I was on buy since that.
Hey, Kevin.
Hello Nick, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? You just come in?
Yeah, I just come in. Just now. I'm on DJ buys.
You on GG buys?
Oh, really? We are on sales.
Oh yeah. Come on guys, don't say that.
Yeah, we took a sell already, man. We secured. We secured actually.
Wait, I'll see what I'm on buy since 150. Let me have a look. It's still starting. Entry price 150,369.
153.69.
369.
153.
Yup. Stop loss around 35. So yup. The daily 4 hour is all perfect. Even 1 hour is perfect. So yup.
Yeah, actually, we were talking about that bias too. We were looking for a bias about 157.20. I mean, if there's gonna be a volume push, this 15-minute looks good for the wick fill on the downside, but we gotta wait and see if there's gonna be any volume, because we are anticipating volume. If there's gonna be volume, it's gonna fill that wick, and for the continue down, let's wait and see. Kevin, were you looking at Fibonacci? Something?
Fibs play. DJ is a fibs play. So like I entered on the 15-minute bullish candle. Oh, I think it's 5 minutes. Yep. It's on the 15 minutes. I entered on the 15 minute. Look, I'll go grab dinner. Till then. Tell me if there's any sales or buys. Don't tell it sells, just tell me if there's buys.
No, there's still mid. It's gonna break that level today, more than likely. So now when you look at the daily candle is bearish. It has grabbed its potential liquidity from the top. It has its top wick, and the 4 hour is 4 hour grabbed its liquidity on the top side too, and is sort of flipping bearish. So it hasn't flipped bearish yet, but once it starts going bearish and starts closing below 154.10, man, it's a much more clear sell all the way down till this level. So obviously the first target is 150.300, which is a psychological level, and after that I don't see anything until 149.985 or 980. So that's good. Other than that, yep, that was a good trade. Everything was discussed. Obviously we haven't seen the actual London volume coming in, so we need to see that massive London volume like yesterday's candle. Other than that, there's nothing much.
London in 30 minutes, right?
Yep, that's true. But we haven't seen the volume. So we saw the rejection. We saw the candles making resistance and following in our bias, right? And following the direction in our bias, but we haven't seen like huge candles. So we can't call this volume. This is nothing. So, for example, if the London opened over here, it just moved like 15 pips, which is nothing. You know what I mean? When there is a lot of volume in London, usually around the middays, for example, middays of the week. For example, today is, what day is today? Is it Wednesday? What day is today?
Yeah, Wednesday.
Oh yeah, so Wednesday. Usually times like Wednesdays and Thursdays,
Wednesday.
we see massive volume, right? So we just gotta wait for the volume. If there is gonna be volume, man, we just gotta wait. Just gotta wait for the volume. So Tuesday, Wednesday, we see volume like we see 30, 40 pips of the move, right? So we see 30, 40 pips move, and it's just moved 15 pips, but also in the range, right? So we want London volume to move really abruptly, man, crazy. And make sure when you're trading, you always follow a healthy habit. So drink water, just hydrate yourself, man. Just hydrate yourself.
Guys, we're waiting for volume. Huh? Are we
What did you
waiting for
say?
London push?
Yep, we are
Are
waiting
we
for
waiting
London
for
push.
London push?
We are waiting for the London.
Everyone buys. Let's
No, no,
move
no.
this market. Everyone buys. Trading, let's
So,
everyone buys.
there's
Let's push it up.
Yeah, there's 23 minutes left for this hourly candle to close. Hopefully, guys in Zoom, if you were in this sell position as we discussed it side by side, you have secured some position because the current 15-minute candle is sort of rejecting the bottom level right now, and if it's going to consolidate throughout the market until the volume kicks in, it's a good idea to always secure or place your trades in break even. Other than that, man, just wait. We haven't seen the London push.
How you doing, Anush?
Hey Jamil, how are you, bro?
Fine, thank you. Just thought I'd drop in, to support your channel. I got a bit busy yesterday.
Oh, thank you. Oh, you messaged me. I remember you messaged me on the Slack too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, thank you,
I
Jamil,
try
for
and match
showing up.
what I say and do.
Yay, that's good. That's actually good.
So, good call on the trade. I was just thinking, what are your thoughts on gold right now? Because I've been pretty bearish for the past, couple of days. So
Let's have a look at the gold. Oh man, there's a London push in gold. Look at this. Look at the gold. Kevin, are you in any gold? So Kevin's like a gold expert to me. So Kevin's got a word of mouth. Kevin, anything on gold? Kevin, are you hearing me?
I'm on buys. Yep.
Are you
I'm
buys?
on buys since yesterday, 769.61. So it's currently at break even. So it's either gonna stop me out or it's either gonna hit my GP at 367 bips. So
I don't know.
that's that.
I have a feeling it's gonna really drop.
I mean, even if it drop, it's okay, but for the timing, I say it won't drop because it formed like a support on yesterday's on a daily. So it just retracing back for a while and then might pull up. Might be, never know. Still, there's no risk, so I'm just like chilling.
Yeah. So Jamil, my take on gold will be, my bias would be buys, man. I wouldn't look to take any sells until and unless price starts going below 1,777,210. So until unless price starts rejecting the top side and it starts going below 1,777, 410, I don't have a long-term sales plan. Other than that, the price is rejecting that level. So the 4-hour is rejecting the top 4-hour resistance right now. And let's look at the 2-hour. The 2-hour is also sort of bearish. So we are halfway through the 2-hour, right? So I also look at 2-hour for extra confluence. And the 2-hour right now Yep, Nick. Yep.
My GJ trade is stopped at break even already.
Oh, that's good.
10 pips.
That's good, man. You secured. See, we secure. That's like the best habit to secure. You know what I mean? Otherwise, man, it's just because we are not taking a position to get a feel of trade. We don't want to do that. We want to actually secure some money, right? At the end of the day, we want to secure some money. So, Nick, good job, man. Just pat yourself on the back. We're gonna do a celebration in like a few minutes. I was actually breaking down the trade and giving an idea to Jamil. So the 2-hour, Jamil, my take on 2-hour will be this current 2-hour may as well be grabbing its liquidity on the bottom side to further move up and test the today's daily top range. So my bias is still buys. and the structure looks bullish. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set alert, and once this 2 hour, 1 hour create some sort of support and starts closing up, maybe I'll look and see if I can get any buys. But if I'm not going to get any buys in London session, I'll be okay, because I know in New York or NYSC there's going to be a lot of volume. So the best thing for now is not to rush in any trade. I wouldn't personally take any sales on the top of the range, because there's a higher chance it can wick you and it can continue up, right? So, and it's a volume time. So usually around the volume time, what happens is the daily highs, these sorts of things are tested, right? So if it's going down, more than likely the market is grabbing its liquidity. The market is getting its discounted price. So the London market may as well be taking its premium price right now, and later on, after making some sort of support and doing some sort of rejection around 1782 400 level, it can pretty well go up. So at this point in time, just gotta wait.
I have to learn how to identify that. That's actually why I joined, because I swing trade so I can pretty much chart towards certain zones, but I could get better if I could pinpoint good entries or identify what's happening with the candles. So
that's actually true. At least you have figured out what you need, right? That's actually good, because some of the people, they don't know what they need. You know now that you need like some idea about micro price action, right? Which is good. That's actually good.
Yeah.
And if you start
if I get that,
yeah. Come on.
Yeah. No, I mean, if I get that, it'll be crazy, because last week I managed to get, because of all this price action and candle identifying, I have 3 trades posted.
Yeah.
And the one was they're between 70 pips and 95 pips. So
wow, that's good.
So
that's good.
I don't mind staying here and learning as much as possible. And for 6 months, 8 months, I don't care, as long as I perfect this, because it's powerful.
It is. Price action is powerful. Jamil, thank you for respecting price action. To be honest, I know some of the guys are very cocky. They're good with their positions, they're good with whatever they do, but they don't respect price action, man. It's going to be a long, lonely, painful road for them, if they don't respect price action. So if you actually give some effort towards learning price action, it's going to help you long way through. You know what I mean? Long way.
Are you talking about me?
No. No. No, Kevin, by the way, he is a day trader, and he also swings.
Oh,
so he
Motsov. Is that Motsov?
Yeah, Motsov's here.
Oh.
Motsov's here. So Kevin.
Oh, Motsov, what's up?
Okay, so I modified now. I hope the chart makes a little bit better sense. Please check the zones. And Kevin is gay trader. No. Okay. Okay. Motsov. So lower support zone. Possible inverse head and shoulder pattern. So buys after neckline.
GJ is flying.
Yeah, GJ
and
is.
1:1 right now.
Woo!
Yeah,
look at GJ, man! Oh man! Man! Oh man!
See,
so now
it's time to buy. I'm already 30 pips in profit.
That's actually good. You're in the position, because we actually broke down this part of the market movement too. We were talking about how market could observe the CPI news as technically a good news. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait and see if the market volume is going to push the price above 157.20. So if I'm fluid enough, I'll be looking to see if I can take a buy above 157.20. Other than that, I'm already in profit. I've secured my position, so I would just wait and see if I can get any buys above 157.20. Other than that, that's actually a good trade. But I generally, what I do is, so I can tell you how I trade, right, and how it helped me. So I can tell you that I don't put my laser focus on only the patterns. So I actually focus on price action. See how we were talking before, Jamil and me, we were sharing ideas about price action and how price action is king and it's powerful. So the pattern is not powerful in the sense of knowing how the price is moving, but if you're going to focus on how price action happens or how price moves, when there's a lot of volume, when the candle is halfway through the close, or when it's a 1 hour candle and only 30 minutes has closed. So if you start noting down these stuff and passively or actively you know about the attributes, how candle moves, and you know the price action, man, that's the king, right? So that's something I focus into. So if you start focusing on price action as well, it's going to help you a lot, Mozart. It's actually going to help you a lot. To be honest, I don't remember much of the patterns I learned in the earlier days. I knew many patterns, so I actually had a big chart of the patterns in front of my computer, but I just threw it away because it didn't help me. So studying price action helped me. So you have to start reading price action and noting down things, and start noting down things about price action too. So your support and resistance lines are, so this I would say there's a problem with this support zone. So you have to sort of make support zones with current price action. So this is a potential support zone. So for me, if I look at your chart, this right here is a potential support in this 30-minute candle. See this right here.
Bought gold again.
Did you? Okay. And this is the
Yep.
resistance, right? So let's look at how GBP/JPY is moving right now. Let's see if we can get a chance to be fluid in the market, right? And also, I'll come back to you in a second.
177.
Ooh, look at the volume, man. That's the volume candle, right? So that's why we gotta wait for the volume, and we secured our sell, which is the best thing ever. So now let's see if we can be fluid enough to take any buys above 157.20. So the daily candle right now has rejected the bottom, and the price is moving. Price is moving. So there's no rush, no rush to be in a position. No rush to be in a position. We can enjoy the price. You know, sometimes you don't need to be in a position, you just anticipate. If it's too hard to be in, you just anticipate and you just take a paper trade at that point in time. So 4-hour candle has 1 hour and 10 minutes left for its close. And 2-hour candle, the current 2-hour candle has grabbed its liquidity. So if you look at this, the current 2-hour candle has grabbed its liquidity and it's breaking above the previous 2 hours of resistance. And if the momentum is still bullish, so the overall gist of the market, right? So we were anticipating the NY and NYSE momentum to continue down, but for now, what we see is price is actually, so let me bring this up. So what we can see is we can see price tapping and moving above. So if it's actually moving above, man, and there's a clean traffic on the left-hand side, it can actually move up, right? So we just gotta wait. But this right here was the London volume push. That was the London push. We were anticipating a push on the downside, testing the daily lows, but obviously the push is on the upside, so which is still okay. But my overall bias, because it's midway through the month, and I want to see a shift in the market. I want to see a shift in the direction of the market, because we're in the halfway mark of the month. I want to see a downside move more than any more upsides. If this upside move is actually a liquidity grab on the top side before it moves all the way down, man, that's a great opportunity. So just gotta wait and see if these candles close below the resistance, and this is sort of like a liquidity graph for the daily candle. Even if it's gonna go all the way up, for example, you know what? Even if it's gonna go all the way up here, and then start making a resistance and start heading down, I would rather take a sell then. Obviously, the market has absorbed this information right here, this weekly support, and the CPI news, which is technically positive, now has just been absorbed by the market. So if it's going to move up, we are still okay. We wait for further more downsides, right? So let's check if we can check the charts. We're going to look at gold. We're going to look at so this hourly is going to close in 8 minutes. If this hourly is going to close above 157.20 and the next hourly candle retest this broken level and starts moving up, that's a good chance to be in a buy. Other than that, you just gotta wait for this hourly candle to close because there's 7 minutes left for this candle to close. Let's look at Kevin's trade here. Kevin's posted some chart and okay. So GJ 15 minutes. So you're in buys after the fib has tapped 78.60 and 28 pips in profit, is it?
Probably.
Are you in break even? Are you in break even or something?
Yeah, already break even.
Uh-huh.
It's already 1-1, so that's why.
Uh-huh.
Current at 38, running 38, 39.
That's good.
Ooh, 40. Even I have an open position at user, but just small, maybe 0.25%. That was like yesterday. I think it was Monday.
Were you looking at
April
EU?
20. I entered on April 20 user. No user. I have like total 5 positions running. Hmm. I'm supposed to close user, but I didn't close. Yeah. Over there. That's my user trade. I didn't close because I forgot I had that position on.
Ooh, the EU looks like
I
it's
just put it
going
in the break
down.
even.
EU looks like it's going down. It's rejecting on the top side, forming a resistance. The structure may suggest some bearish pressure too. Yeah, EU looks good. So let's look at GJ because it's actually very interesting at this point in time. And let's go here. Up, 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 up. So GJ, the daily candle now looks bullish. Is actually bullish. So let's look at the weekly. Weekly is still bullish, and daily 4 hour. So the current 4 hour candle has broken previous 3 4 hour candles top wick, so which is good. And obviously the price has tapped a weekly support, so that's why it's going up. I'm just gonna erase this level. This was a level where Kevin was in buys, and this right here, let's see,
The buy is 159 pips PP. Stop loss at around 34, 35, 34.9. So yeah, maybe by Friday it's 150 pips in profit, hopefully. Stops will break even. Easier. Okay, all
So the
good.
current 2 hour
So I'm just gonna
two
chill
hour
now.
candle has 1 more hour left for his close. So this is the first half of the 2 hour candle. It has there's 3 more minutes left for this hourly candle to close. Let's see if this hourly candle closes above 157.20 or closes back in the range. Let's check.
Talking to the
There's 3 more minutes left for this hourly candle to close. I'm looking for buys above 157.10. It says IFKA FX. So yes, that was actually one of our ideas for today. IFKA FX for looking buys above 157.20 today. So if this hourly candle closes bullish, you may get your London push and you may get your 10-20 pips, right? So until then, you just gotta wait, because this is actually a CPI news reaction of the market too. So if the market is reacting in this sort of way, the market may correct this movement too. So what you're gonna do is anticipate further volume on the bullish side of the market, but still gotta wait for the close, right? At this point in time, I wouldn't love to be in a position here, honestly. I can see the candle is big fucking huge bullish candle, but man, trust me, it can reject anytime. And the structure, so the present structure isn't much bullish, right? So one candle doesn't give us any confirmation. So this information here doesn't tell us, hey, you know what? Now we are fucking touching the moon. No. We gotta see a close of this candle, and we can further see what happens, right? So this is a reaction of the market for the CPI news. So the CPI news, I told you one more time, is funny and sketchy in a way, because the previous number was 0.4. Obviously, the forecast was 0.8, and they tell us that the news is bad, right? They tell us the news is bad, but technically 0.7 is more than the previous number, so it's actually good for the currency. So now, just now, we are after 30 minutes in the London market open session, the market then has absorbed the news, right? After 30 minutes. So Nick here took the trade to sales alongside with all of the confluence, all of the reasons, and I secured some of my profits, and man, it's amazing, right? So we were planning to be fluid and maybe taking a buy above 157.20, but we got to see a candle close, and this hourly candle is going to close in next 50 seconds, so we just gotta wait.
Look at these after so long again. Perfect entry. 46, 45 pips.
Anuj, is it possible to look at another pair, such as Euro CHF?
We can have a look. Yep. So we actually used to trade Euro CHF as well, but we stopped Euro CHF. Let's have a go.
So to piggyback off of the other discussion I was telling you about, I have identified that it's going to go to a certain point, but I need to figure out the entry here. You see?
Okay. Let's see. Let's see if we can help you. So Euro CHF, man, it's actually in a range. For me, it seems as if it's in a range. So the market isn't so consistent. For me, the market right now is not consistent. I'll be looking to see if I was trading Euro CHF, anything below this level seems so consistent on the daily time frame. So the daily doesn't look clean at all. It's definitely near the wick, and it can feel the wick according to my take. So let's look at the 4-hour. So the 4-hour now has rejected this support on the downside for his further move on the upside. So let's see what we can do on Euro CHF here. So this is the support level on 4-hour, and this is the most closest rejection point, right? So 4-hour resistance right here. So the current 4-hour is turning bullish, but there is a big 4-hour resistance on the top, right? And there's one more hour left for this 4-hour candle. So I wouldn't wish to take any trades here in this range. Anything above here will be a nice thing. So I would love to take trades above this.
I'm sending you I'm going to send you a chart.
Yep, 100%.
There you go.
So Euro CHF 30-minute. So you're taking a swing around 1.1023. 1.1023. 1.1023. Yeah, man, I wouldn't.
If it clears the candle.
Personally, I wouldn't be around there, because I will be trading in the range. So trading in the range is like saying, you know what, I'm just gonna give it a chance. I'm just giving.
What year was that?
Euro CHF buys around 1.10230. So I wouldn't want to trade in the range, Jamil. I'll be looking to see if there's any candle close above this level. So I'll be looking to see a 50. Yep, I'll be looking to see a 15-minute, 30-minute candle to close above, and the next candle to possibly retest this level, reject it, and then further continue up. Other than that, man, just wait. But the buys, they do seem nice. Buys. If I was taking buys in Euro CHF like you, I'll be possibly taking a buy above this level. And it's like a nice range, 20 pips range.
I'm looking for sales.
You on sales in Euro CHF?
I'll send you my analysis. Not on sales, but I'll be looking for sales.
You will. Oh yeah, even me. So the clean range is on the downside, Euro CHF, as you heard Jamil before. So sales are a lot more prettier on the downside, right? On the daily side. If I have to wait for like next week or next day, I would just wait. Because you have to study your pair in that sort of way that you know when to trade, or when there's like cleaner range to put your money in. You know what I mean? If you're looking for buys, man, you just gotta wait for the candles to close above this level, then only you buy. Other than that, yep. But unless you have a certain plan of swinging and you're okay with it, it's definitely up to you.
Why will you even buy if you're on a swing trade? So on what basis did you sell? Oh, I mean buy. I mean, what made you buy Euro CHF?
Evan, you talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so quiet. I thought you were talking to somebody.
Yeah, it's just like, why will you even buy? Like, based on what did you buy?
No, I want to buy from the breaks. Now, I'm just trying to. Yeah, well, I should have moved the thing a bit higher. You see where the price range thing on the left is? So I want to enter it in that zone.
On the break.
To be honest, I don't want to scare you. I have like this crazy chart with a lot of analysis on it. So when that breaks, normally it should give me at least a 25 pip target, but it's supposed to go a bit further. I got a notification for Euro CHF. Oh, strange. Is it moving up?
Euro CHF.
On
Yeah.
your CHF on a daily, you got a rejection to the upside, just hitting down. And even on my feed, it just like looks like it's gonna go down. So for buys, on my perspective, I would say kind of risky for now. Because the weekly is bearish, the daily is bearish in according to feeds, and then even the 4 hours seems bearish, and then on the 1 hour it seems like just stuck over there on in between 1.1030 to 1.1001.
Yeah. Yeah.
1010, yeah. It's stuck between those two numbers. So I'll
Okay.
say on based on the eye tracker, it's looking to go down.
Okay.
And also on based on the 1 hour, it just broke the trend line and just did a retrace right now. So I'll say it might go down. I mean, I might be wrong, but still, it might go down. So my bias would be sells, not really buys. So yeah.
All right. I'll keep an eye out because another move in trading is sometimes to sit on your hands. So
Yeah.
That's true,
I
man.
would say my
Or
bias still
or
better.
or you gotta stay like Kevin with
Anyways,
the hands on the top of the head, like Kevin. See, that's his technique. Put the hands at the top of the head and
yeah.
scratch your head and just wait for your trade.
no, it's just like just patting me. I'm just patting myself for doing good.
I'm trying to see if I can get any buying opportunities on GJ. So let's see. I just wanna maybe
Certainly,
I'll try and compound. Let's see what
US
happens.
30 looking for buys. US 30 looks nice. Hmm.
So this current 15-minute in GJ and current 30-minute, current 15-minute candle in GJ has made its lower wick. And if we're gonna get any continuation of the price on the upside, we have to first see a break of the previous candle's high on 15-minute. So it sort of did break the previous high, but only maybe by like 1 pip or even less. So it doesn't look appealing right now. So the best ideal position would be if this price, let me draw it out here. So for any buys, right? Because we are above this 157.20 level. Ideally, if this price makes a wick all the way down and reach, oh, look at the volume. There's a push. There is a push. So hopefully price continues up to this level, 151.050. So I'm not in a trade. I missed it, but man, looks good. Looks good for continuation all the way till like 150.065. There's 5 more minutes left for this 15-minute candle to close. It looks good for a further continuation till 151.050. I missed it, but if anybody is in the trade, that's good.
Which one? GJ? Ah, GJ's been good this week. Wow. GJ. Oh, already 50 pips. 100 more to go. 100 pips more and then I'm done.
Guys, I'm sending you guys a YouTube link. So I'm about to do a celebration. Just go into the link and we will see if we can do some sort of celebration on the YouTube. So just head to that link when you guys are there, just message me on the chat saying, you know what, I'm there, and I'm gonna pull out a celebration. So if you took the GJ sales earlier as discussed, man, amazing. If you took a buy above 157.20 as we discussed, amazing. If you were so fluid in the market, that's just amazing, man. We're gonna pat ourselves on the back, and we're gonna tell ourselves, you know what, that was just amazing. We did a good job, right? So just gotta pat ourselves in the back. So guys, just go in the link, YouTube link. I'm sending you guys the link on the chat, and if you're there, then let me know, and I'm gonna pull out a celebration. Celebration.
Okay, we're there.
You there? Okay. Just give me a second. A second. And what I'm gonna do is ready in 3, 2, 1. Because we won. We did everything needed. Everything was calculated. Risk was calculated. Man, we secured some of our position. So that's just amazing, right? So that's the celebration, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for giving me that like. Man, amazing. It was a nice day. Hopefully we get some sort of rejection on the top side and for the move on the down side. Amazing. Hope you guys love the celebration on the YouTube. So that's just for you guys. If you took that trade, or if you actually even paper traded, right? If you got the analogy behind the trade, cool. Hope you loved the celebration, and thank you.
Haha.
Did you see that? Did you see that?
Anuj, where are you based? Anuj, yeah, where are you based?
So we are based in Australia. So Kevin, me, and Motsa, we actually are friends in Australia right now. So
Oh, pretty. That's cool.
Yeah, where are you guys based, Jamil?
Uh, I'm in London right now.
Oh, that's good. That's actually good. So it's pretty early right there, isn't it?
Not really. I mean, maybe compared to you,
Aha. Oh
but
yeah,
it is
absolutely.
nine.
Yeah.
It's 9:15, so a.m. So
Yeah, it's 6:15 p.m. here in Australia, Sydney right now. So we are in Sydney, and oh, Ricardo is from Madrid, Spain, and Ali is from Oxford. Oh, that's good. Guys from everywhere. That's just cool, man. People from everywhere. You know, that's amazing. And Nick is from
uh,
Vietnam.
which Ricardo? Because I think we have like three Ricardos
Or do we?
in the
Ricardo Lope, I think. So Ricardo Lope. Yeah, that's just what it is. Ricardo Lope. He was the first one in the
Are you sure?
in the stream today. Actually, he was the first one to show up. So Ricardo, hopefully you took it and you won, man.
It's weird. There's a Ricardo Lopez in the Slack, and then there's this other Ricardo in the other Zoom. And I was actually talking to Ricardo, but I don't know which one I was talking to, and I mixed up both of them. So trying to figure out who is who.
Okay, so the current hourly 30-minute is going bullish. So we are seeing continuation throughout this clean traffic. That's good. Whoever took a sell, whoever took a buy after this hourly candle closed, man, you guys did a good job. So as long as you guys manage the risk, because this is a response to the CPI news, if there's going to be any abrupt sort of a rejection, man, you just got to be careful. Other than that, man, this 30-minute right now is going to push through. So 150, 1050 is more than likely achievable. But I'm not in any buy because I took a sell earlier and I secured some of my position. Other than that, whoever's in a buy, man, it's good. It's good. So you waited for your volume. The volume kicked in, and the market is responding to the CPI news. Man, you may get a lot of push. But you just got to be careful if there's any sort of abrupt rejection on the lower time frame. Then you should be looking to see how you can manage your risk, right? Other than that, amazing. Jamil, oh yay, that's good. That was just amazing.
Corner dip is so fast today. I think I'm gonna close at 100 dips today. GJ.
That's good. You
I'm
took
ordering
positions around
164.
39, isn't it?
GJ, right? GJ was entry price 153.69. Euro USD buys at 1.200. Gold 1782.45. My second position.
Man, oh man.
All in profit.
That's good,
Gosh,
Kevin. That's good.
it's gonna be like
That's
1500,
really good.
1500 dips this week. Yep. I'm on US 32.
Well, folks, it's time to kick it old school. So you can feel cool. Give it to me, baby. Baby. Yeah.
Okay, so London volume. London volume pushed the price all the way up. Now, currently, the current 1 hour is rejecting that top 159.60 level, but we have to wait and see if there's any continuation all the way to 151.50. So that was the target for the price. But let's see what happens, right? So the CPI news is being absorbed in the market. So if there's no continuation till NY, maybe the NY market's gonna grab some liquidity and further continue up, because there's definitely clean traffic on the left hand side, right? And the price has tapped weekly support. So for buys, buys, well, situation may work. Other than that, if the price starts closing below 157.20, it's like price is back in the range. So more than likely in New York or New York Stock Exchange NYSE, we may see a further continuation of the price towards the downside, right? Because yesterday's New York and NYSE market has induced its volume towards the downside. So let's see what happens. So we just gotta wait and see how this 1 hour closes. So there's 30 more minutes left for this 1 hour candle to close. So let's look at the previous 30-minute candle. So the previous 30-minute candle obviously is smaller in terms of its size of the body. So the wick is larger than the body, obviously suggesting some sort of bearish pressure around here. So if the price is actually rejecting and there's no volume for the price to continue up, it might come back in the range. So the daily low still can be tested. So this was actually talked about right in the beginning of this stream today. So we were clear about buys above 157.20 and clear about cleaner sells below 15300. So this price action right now that the daily is doing can as well be a upper liquidity grab for the candle or for the price to further move down. So what we got to do is at this point in time, just wait. If the London market grabbing the CPI's liquidity or responding to the CPI news is actually happening right now, and everything's happening right now is just sort of a liquidity grab, we may see a big push on the downside. Other than that, right now the candle, 4-hour candle, has 28 more minutes left for its close. So usually what we see is at the end of the 4-hour close, we often see a heavy push or a heavy rejection, right? So if it leaves some sort of a wick. So if the candle is going to close with heavy wick on the top side, that's obviously rejection. And the next 4-hourly candle, we have to see how the next 4-hour candle moves, right? Until then, we have to wait for this 4-hour candle to close in 27 minutes. Let's look at the 2-hour. Looking at the 2-hour, 2-hour broke the previous recent resistance. Price obviously is responding to the CPI news right now. And looking at 2-hour is heavy bullish. So we just got to wait and see if the price is actually going to close below 157.20 or is it going to close above 157.20 and for the next candle come down, retest this 157.20 and start moving up, right? So we need some sort of rejection for the upside. Other than that, there's nothing much right now because it's the close of the 4-hour and you don't want to be wicked by the close of the 4-hour. Right, you don't want to be wicked. Even if your direction is right, sometimes you get wicked out or you get stopped out because of the 4-hour close. When the 4-hour closes, more than likely the next 4-hour is going to retrace even more down, right? So that's the best position where you can just manage your risk. You have to sort of secure your position if you're in profit. Otherwise, being in profit and all of a sudden being in loss is not something you want to be in. You want to secure your position and be comfortable. That's what I'm saying. Just be comfortable on what you're doing. So the current 30-minute candle is sort of rejecting the price on the upper side and is moving down. But let's see how the price closes. If the price is going to close below 157.20, more than likely, more than likely, this right here, if this candle closes below in this range, so more than likely that's a fake out, right? Or a sharp liquidity grab, and it can continue further down. So my bias for a consistent market will be sold still. I'm not in a buy, I'm not in a sell, so I'm looking to see if the price can actually close below 157.20. So the concept, the idea is actually a little bit complex. So you don't want to be in any position once the price closes below 157.20, but you want to see if the price, or your idea about price doing a fake out and continue down, testing the daily low, happens or not, right? So that's the thing. So you don't want to capitalize, or you don't want to be in a difficult position where, you know, price may close down below 157.20, showing us signs of fake out, but rather later, because of the volume and because of the CPI news response, it may make a support and then continue up, right? So if the price closes below 157.20, more than likely price is going to continue down and retest the daily lows. But for now, what you got to do is, if the price closes here, you got to wait for the next candle to wick up, reject that level, then further continue down. But until then, there's nothing. You know, I'm just at this point in time, this idea is almost like as if I'm predicting the market. So I can be correct in terms of what happens, but this is something I've seen over time and by experience. So this is an idea you don't capitalize fully, or you just press really hard, right? So you got to take it easy with these sorts of idea and check and see, and just enjoy how how price moves, right? You enjoy your price action reading ability. So just have fun.
Yep, GJ sells right now. I closed
Are you
my
in-
GJ.
Yep. Did you close?
Yep. Yep, already. I'm at sales at around 150.85. 85
Ooh, that's good.
150.85 is my sales.
That's good.
It's literally a break and retest of a trend line.
Oh, is it? On the downside, is it? Can you send me a chart? Oh, I was not looking at the chart. Closing XAUSD just instincts 4-hour closing nasty. The only reason I'm closing my trade, actually closing all positions. GJ selling. That's good. So there's 22 more minutes left for this hourly candle to close, and the 4-hour candle to close as well. So let's see if this candle is going to close below 157.20. Or it's going to close above 157.20, right? So let's look and see. Oh, there's the chart. Okay. So you're looking at this, huh? So you are looking at this.
Already in sales.
This break and retest.
Yep.
That's good. That's good.
The price action.
That's
price
good.
action, the structure. Yep.
Actually, it looks good. Does it matches with your Fibonacci as well?
Trade.
Does it matches
No, I
with
just
your
like trend.
Uh-huh.
No, I just have lots of profit to waste.
So, guys,
Wow. Kevin, you
one-
win. You want.
yep. Go on, Nick.
Yeah.
Kevin, you want all your trades.
Yeah.
Nice.
A lot this week. What is so good? Even today, all is in profit. I already closed everything, and again, I'm on sales right now. So even if I'm on like loss, it doesn't really matter right now. So I'm just looking more buys or sales or whatever, because I just have like 15 quota, like 15 trades a week quota. So I'm already at 10. So I just need 4 more now, and then I'm done for the.
So Kevin is just trying to compound, guys. You don't follow Kevin's lead, huh? Otherwise, you're gonna lose your profit. You're gonna be risk averse, to be honest. So Kevin here, because he had made like 50% of his account. That's why he's trying to compound. He's trying to risk it. You know, he is a gambler. Most of that's true. Right now, he's trying to gamble. But that's not really a good approach, right? As you're starting or as you have just secured some percentage for yourself, don't risk all, right? Or maybe even don't risk any of your profit. Just keep it with yourself. So as we said, now the price action dictates that it's actually doing a fake out, right? So this is sort of a fake out. If this 30 minutes going to close below 157.20, so this was a liquidity grab for the daily candle or the 4-hour candle to further move down, but we need to wait for this 4-hour candle to close. So if this was a fake out and this resistance level or this key level 157.20 is respected and the price closes below, man, there's a high chance the lows for today are going to be tested. The lows can be tested. So what I'm going to do is at that point in time, when this candle closes inside the range, I will wait and see if the next candle rejects the top side and starts moving down. But until and unless there's some sort of volume coming in, I wouldn't put myself in the position. I have to rely more on the volume, right? So the structure definitely tells me it can be a selling situation, but I have to wait for the volume. So if this sort of fake out was happening in New York, I would wait for the candle to make a top wick or reject the price on the upper side, and I'll risk some percentage of my profit, not my daily risk appetite, but some percentage of my profit, and I would actually try and compound. But that's just my trading plan. That's just my way of risking and earning, right? So that's not necessarily a thing everybody needs to follow or needs to have. You know, you can always be happy with what you have or what you have gained and just call it a day. But yeah, because we want to chill and we want to enjoy and see. We want to see how price move. We want to read the price action. That's how it becomes interesting, right? So until then, just hands crossed over in the pocket and just that's it. And again, another friendly reminder: as you're trading, don't forget to hydrate yourself, because sitting on a chair and trading in front of your trading desk is still a job, and you dehydrate yourself. So, a friendly reminder: have a lot of water, hydrate yourself. I hydrate myself throughout my trading time. I finish like in about. So, how many liters is this? All right, so this is like I've got a bottle that's 600 ml. I probably drink from this bottle as I'm trading like 6 times. So 5 times into 6. So that's like 3 liters. So at least 3 liters of water. I just keep on drinking. So I gotta stay relaxed. See, I gotta have fun. I gotta keep myself loose and fluid in the market. So man, I just gotta drink, hydrate myself. So a friendly reminder: as you're trading, drink a lot of water and just bang. If anybody wants to share any sort of ideas, just go on. You know, the trading floor is open, so we can just talk, have fun, you know, enjoy the music, whatever. So we took our sell. So we came to the chart, we discussed our ideas, everything was discussed, and we took a sell. The volume came in, gave us sells, and the CPI's news absorption happened in the market, and obviously after the news in the market is pushing up right now. It's sort of doing like a fake out sort of a maneuver, but all we got to do is wait right now. There's no trades, there's no sell, no buys right now. The market's just ranging, maybe collecting its order for the movement through NY session or NYSC session, and this is it, right? So if you really wonder about how you could find out what sort of market is opening right now, or what is the market situation, if you go into Forex Factor and if you go into market, so if you go into markets, you can definitely see the London market opened up around 1 hour and 44 minutes ago, and right now the Tokyo market is in its close. So what I've noticed is around Tokyo's market's close, there is some volume in London. That's something that causes the positions that we take in London to like accelerate even more pips, right? So now Tokyo's closing, so we're not sure how Tokyo market's gonna affect the price right now. So we just gotta wait for more 15 minutes and see. And after that, it's just London session solely. So the London market is going to influence the price. So we just gotta wait. And for pre-New York, obviously you have to show up in front of the chart around 8:30, around 6:30 Eastern time, and start speculating market in the prospect of any opportunities, right? So for now, there is nothing. We may get a push around New York today, and it's midway through the week. It's Wednesday, so around Wednesday, around Tuesdays, we definitely see a volume, right? So Tuesday, Wednesdays, Thursdays are the volume time. So let's see if we can get any sort of volume. That would be amazing if we get any volume, right? So just gotta wait at this point of time. Looking at the 4 hour in pound yen. 4 hour is rejecting that top side. Seems as if 4 hour has grabbed its liquidity on the top side. It's got 13 more minutes to close. The question is the 4 hour gonna close below 157.20, or is it gonna close above 157.20? So we just gotta wait. To the untrained eyes, it is gambling. Oh, that's true. Actually, Kevin is true. So I know what Kevin is doing, right? So I know some ideas that he's doing. So it's not necessarily gambling. You know, gambling can be when you just come to the trade, you flip a coin, and you say, you know what? In last night's dream, I saw GJ going down, so I'm gonna take a position. That's gambling, man. You don't want to gamble. So Forex is not gambling. It's not gambling. It's educated. It's educated guess, right? It's reasoning and providing your trade with more probability to win. It's not just going in and taking a position. So that's actually true, Kevin. To the untrained eyes, it can be whatever they can think, right? But I know some of his idea, and it's actually marvelous. So everybody have their own sort of idea, right? So everybody has their own style of trading. So it may seem abrupt, it may seem crazy to other people. So but it's a technique to grow the account, right? For retail traders like us, it's just another method to grow the channel. So for now, looking at the 4 hour is actually below 157.20, which is a good sign for the price to continue down. And the current 2 hour is also rejecting. So the response from the CPI news, it may get corrected, right? So it actually pumped up the CPI news, pumped the price up, but man, the Tokyo close, I think the volume from the Tokyo close is gonna push the price down. So we're gonna know in the next 10 minutes what's the fate of the GJ for New York, right? So what I'm gonna do is I will be here for next 20 minutes. After that, I'm gonna head off after 20 minutes. So until then, I'm just gonna give you guys my active commentary on the price, and if there's any question, if there's anything you guys want to ask about anything related to trading or even life or whatever, if I can help, if Kevin can help, we will try and give you guys all of the help. Other than that, we just enjoy the music. We did the celebration of the win. We took a sell in GJ. We won, and we anticipated the price movement, the price action. We talked about price action, so that was amazing. So all we got to do now is wait for this 4 hour to close and chill with the music. Just relax, drink a lot of water, make ourselves hydrated, and that's just it. So the hourly and the 30-minute is suggesting fake out. So if it's a fake out, there's a high chance the price can reach the daily low, but we don't know until the price closes, right? So we have to sort of add confluence step by step and see how the price moves. If the price is actually exhausting here, so there's two scenarios, right? So after the Tokyo market closes, is the market going to stay still for New York market, right? If the, is the market's going to stay still to provide premium price for the New York market, or is it going to continue down, right? So if it's staying still for the further push up, that's still cool as long as price stays above 157.20. If it's gonna stay below 157.20, hopefully in New York session we may get a rejection on the top side to go further down. Now, let's see. So Kevin's just sent something here, and okay.
Alright guys, I'm done for the day.
Are you
Back
going?
tomorrow maybe.
You gonna head out?
Yep. I'll just let this DJ on.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Like
be.
easy. Maybe
Yeah, I'm gonna
seven-
be here for more
7 more
17.
pips. Oh no.
So the
I still
fifth
need
setting.
like around 7-8 pips for me to get break even for this GZ sales.
So is this your Fibonacci settings or
Because
something?
that's trading stuff, so yeah. No, it's just like trend rising break and retest. Simple as that structure. it's on a heavy sell, so that's why.
Okay.
And even the 4 hours I could not maintain above 150, 75.
I'm gonna
for like
need a
that
new
days.
headset.
That's why. Who, me?
No, me. Because now I
Oh,
I
okay.
have microphone and headphones are separated.
Kevin needs a
Oh.
microphone as well.
It's my background. It's probably because of the TV. I don't know why, but it picks up the background.
No,
noise and
not
all.
your microphone. No, Nick needs to get himself a microphone. Your microphone's okay.
I need a headset.
Multiple that
The
I
headset.
even. Ah, buy the Bose one.
Yeah, the Bose. I got the Bose as well.
one.
I got the Bose as well.
Yeah, the Bose one. Noise cancellation one.
What about
Yep.
Logitech?
The back is nice. Yeah, I know that's okay.
Yeah, I got this Bose noise cancellation 700. Man, this is cool because it. So we went to another state in airplane, and I don't like the turbulence, and I don't like the airplanes like all the vibration. You know what I mean? So I to cancel that, I took my headphone and I put my noise cancellation to like 10. So from the time being of me getting into the plane and just landing off in another state, man, I didn't hear a thing. So it was so amazing. So both 700 noise cancellation, dude, amazing. Not sponsorship or no sponsoring anything, right? So just giving a clean review, Otherwise the YouTube's gonna mark me. Hey, this guy's like promoting stuff. Other than that, noise cancellation 700 bus, amazing.
You can get a Sony one. Even Sony one's nice. Might be expensive, but still it's.
Don't trust these guys. These guys are getting paid for this.
No, no.
We got a hater over here.
Trust me, these guys are getting paid.
He's the biggest hater. You know, our biggest hater is learning from the best. But anyways. Yo, what's up? Where you at? Are you in anything? Are you buying or selling?
I'm still at buy.
Oh, okay. You know what? Before I add any more positions, I'm just gonna cut off. Anyways, guys, bye-bye. See you tomorrow.
You going?
Yep. I can
Okay.
see so many trades because I close all of my trades.
See you tomorrow, Kevin.
And so I got
Take
itchy
care.
fingers. Yeah. I got itchy fingers. I gotta go.
Yep, the stream is gonna be there for like next 10 to 12 minutes, and I'm gonna head out too. Other than that, just gonna watch the price action and just gonna see if it's gonna do what it does. Other than that, man, that's it.
So AK, you only trade pre-London and London Opens, and that's it?
Me?
Yeah.
So, cause I'm in Australia, you know, the times here is so good for me because I can actually trade Asian, I can actually trade London, I can actually trade New York. So it's just cool, man. But what I do is I've been trying to avoid any Asian sessions. So I'm trying to avoid Asian. I just rest in the morning, exercise, whatever, and just come to the chart. And around London, I definitely take London. After London, yeah, if I had secured some position, you know, I just enjoy with Raja. You know, I just hang out with the group. Just want to pick his mind and just want to listen to what he says. And his thought processes are so wonderful. So I just want to hang out. And if I get any position that suits me, so I never, for example, trade right away when Raja trades. It has to fulfill my ideas. And if I see that opportunity, I just take it. So it's just being fluid in the market. You know what I mean? If I've secured some profits in London, I'm only going to risk a little bit of my profit in the New York to compound my account. I'm not going to risk the same as London because I want to be risk averse at that point in time. And I will risk a little bit. Maybe if it's going to profit me, okay. Otherwise, it's okay. You know what I mean?
I see.
Yeah, but I try to avoid Asian, man, because Asian burn me a lot. It's just like waiting for nothing. There's a lot of consolidation.
Yeah,
You're just literally waiting for nothing almost.
just
So
consolidation.
yeah. So Asian market is sort of like you go into Asian market and see how it's gonna set up for the rest of the market throughout the day. And that's sort of the things you actually see in Asian. Sometimes in Asian it does continue as in momentum of the previous days New York and NYSC's movement. So if there was a heavy drop or a heavy upside move in NY and NYSE, so in Tokyo or in Asian market, it still continues. So these are the things you look for in Asian. Other than that, from my back testing and being in front of the chart in Asian session, it didn't help me at all. You know what I mean? So looking at the chart right now, looking at the 4 hour, let's look at the 4 hours. So the 4 hour has closed bullish, which is good, and it has a wick on the top side. Let's measure how much of a pip size the body has. So the body is in about 30 pips, and the wick is in about 24 pips. Right. So the body is larger than the wicks, which is suggesting bullish pressure. So if the price is going to continue up and fill the wick throughout the New York session, so now what we got to do is we got to wait for a time when the volume is going to kick in, right? So the next session time or next moment when there's going to be a lot of volume is around pre-New York and New York or NYSC. So three possible options. So what we need to see is we need to see some sort of support that could form around 157.20. If there's any support being formed around this level, buys can be possible where it can retest the wick on the top side, because the 4 hour is still suggesting a bullish pressure. The structure may be a bearish structure, but right now in the current price action, current market action, we definitely see bullish pressure. But at this point in time, there's no trade. There's no sell, no buy. We just speculate in the market and trying to see how it moves, right? So that's one of the most valuable thing that's one of the most valuable things that help me learn price action. I just want to be passionate about looking at the price and just evaluate how it moves. I don't want to be in any position, That's one of the best things I've done to myself. I didn't want it to be in any position. Rather than I would stay there and I would just evaluate how price moves. I would sort of calculate, body size, sort of calculate the wick size. I will tell myself, you know what, the wick is smaller than the body size, so there must be some sort of bullish pressure. And I just evaluate, stay there, look at the price. So that's one of the best things I've done to myself. So if you're more than willing to be in front of the chart and see how the price moves, man, you're gonna be amazing in price action. So right now, this is the start of the 4 hour. It's only a few minutes in 4 hour. So for any sort of a bullish position, you will have to try and see if this 4 hour first moves down and grabs its liquidity, it starts rejecting this level, then start feeling the wick, right? So you cannot take any position right in the beginning, few minutes, few hour of the 4 hour, because we don't know we haven't got any information saying to us, hey, you know what, this 4 hour has grabbed a liquidity. Until it grabs a liquidity in some sort of direction, we are not sure. So we got to be sure. We cannot be trading out of the hunches. You know what I mean? We cannot be saying, oh, you know what, I think it's gonna go up. We can't say that. We have to tell ourselves, hey, you know what, I can see it's going up, so I'm gonna wait, and I have to see the information I'm looking for. That's one of the best things to do. Just wait and wait for your information. Wait. So the previous bearish 30-minute did act as a so this 30-minute right here. So this 30-minute did act as a fake out. Obviously there was a rejection, so the rejection is seen, and obviously this push was only a CPI news reaction push, right? So if there's any further sales coming on, so what we got to do is we got to wait for the 30-minute or the 15-minute candle to close below 157.20. That's the best thing to do, right? So wait for the 30-minute or a 15-minute candle to close below 157.20 and then further continue down. But also we got to wait for the volume. So we got to anticipate the volume. So when does the next volume comes in? So the possible next volume is around New York session. So you got to wait for the pre-New York to kick in. It hasn't started yet. Right, so you gotta wait for the New York session. I suggest not being in any trades in between the sessions, because man, the market can be wild. Because it's an open of a new 4-hour. It can do whatever it like, you know. It can grab its liquidity. It can fake people out. So the best thing to do will be to wait for the volume time. And I've been sitting for a while now. I gotta stand up and move my hips. Okay. Other than that, man, that was good. What's up? Thank you for coming over. Thank you for saying hi. So you're always welcome. Just come over, you know, and thank you for the guys here in the stream as well. Thank you, Nick. So Emmanuel came to the stream earlier. Thank you to Emmanuel. Ali is here. Thank you, Ali. Jamil and Ricardo, thank you for showing up, and thank you for supporting. You know, just head to the YouTube channel. Just give me a thumbs up. You know, we got to grow the channel. YouTube community is a huge community. We got to help every other people who need free Forex help, right? It's like we're willing to help anybody. So this is just amazing. So thank you for showing up. We had a really good morning. We won. We took a sell.
Thank you.
Man, thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Hey.
Thank you, AK. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.